Hey guys, it's Cassie aka Cats and Camera, and today I'm doing a little bit of a discussion video. So yesterday Nicole over at A Beautiful Chaos of Books did a video about whether people feel pressure to read the popular books on Booktube, and I thought it was a really interesting topic, so I thought I would share my opinions. So I think that when we first join Booktube, or not even join, when we first discover Booktube, I feel like every single one of us just finds this place that we never knew existed, and it's full of books we've never heard of that everybody's going on about, and you're just like, oh my god, give me all the books, this is amazing. And yes, I think all of us do it. We all go on a bit of a crazy binge getting all of the books that we've heard of. I mean, me personally, I didn't know any of the popular authors. I'd never heard of any of them before I started watching Booktube. I kind of stuck to the few that I knew, and then didn't really know how to find other people. So it definitely was a case of me learning about all these different people and wanting to read loads of different books that everybody was reading that were apparently amazing. And then I feel like as the time goes on, especially when you join Booktube and you're part of it, there's a period of time that goes on, and then I feel like we all fall into two categories. So there's the category of people that carry on reading the new releases, reading all of the big #1 YA bestseller authors and books, read all the hyped books, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that is what you enjoy, then go for it. If you want to read what everybody else is reading and get involved in the discussions and have your say and all that business, that's awesome. And then there's the other section of people, the section that I am personally a part of, that kind of gets to a point where they realise what they do like, what they don't like, what works for them, and because of this they start moving away from the main books that people talk about and find new ways of finding books, whether it's recommendations of other people or Amazon saying if you like this then you like this, or just them random books that you find and you don't even know how you found out that they existed. It happens. And again, this section is not bad. Neither of them are bad. Both of them are valid, both of them are as equal as they can be, but I feel like we all kind of fall into them two different categories. But if we're talking about pressure to read, then go back to the first category. And if you are part of the first category and find yourself consistently reading books that you're kind of not that keen on, you heard all the hype, you read the book, it's the 3 stars or whatever, you heard the hype, you read it, not as good as the hype, or you bought the book 3 months down the line, you look at it and you think, why did I buy that? I don't like paranormal romance, or I don't like high fantasy, or whatever, then I feel like you need to take a step back and ask yourself whether it is because you want to read these books, you hear about them, you want to read them, or whether it is some sort of deeper part of your brain that kind of makes you feel like you have to read them just because they are the hyped up books and the most popular books. And again, neither one is the right or wrong answer, but I feel like there are certain people who do feel like they keep reading books and they're not as good as everyone says. Step away from it, find some random shit that you've never heard of and give it a go. Or if you know that, for example, if you know that you don't like urban fantasy or something, don't feel like you have to read the next big urban fantasy book just because it's the one that came out that month. You know, carry on reading the hyped books, it's awesome. But if it's something that you know that you won't enjoy, or you feel like you won't enjoy, then don't put pressure on yourself to do it, because I do feel like there is no pressure from anybody else. Nobody's going to tell you you're not a real booktuber if you haven't read ABC book. Nobody's going to tell you that you're not allowed to be part of their channel, or you're not allowed to interact with them if you don't read all of the most popular books, all the new releases. It is just an internal thing, and I feel like sometimes we kind of put too much pressure on ourselves. I know me personally, I have had times where I think, does anybody care about my channel? Is anybody actually going to watch it? Because I don't talk about books that people know, so they're going to look at it and think, I don't know one book in that haul, why would I watch you? But then on the other side, I think maybe that's why people would want to watch me. Maybe they think, wow, look at all these books I've never heard of. Now I can add them to my never-ending TBR. So I do think there's sort of pluses and minuses for both sides, but I don't think there's right or wrong. There's no, you have to read these books. Again, classics, for example. Don't feel like you have to read classics because they're classic. Don't feel like you have to force yourself to read something that you know you won't enjoy just to say that you've read it because it's a classic. Personally, not a fan of classics. I've read some of the more modern classics, the ones that are a bit different. So I've read Maurice and Animal Farm and A Clockwork Orange. You know, the more weirder or the less Victorian. Is it Victorian? I don't even know where most of them come from. But yeah, I have no interest in Jane Eyre or Jane Austen or anyone called Jane. So I don't know if I've put everything across that I want to put across, or whether this video means anything, or whether it's just me chatting shit, which is probably the most likely scenario. But what do you think about this? Obviously, I don't think I actually said it at the beginning of the video, but obviously I'm gonna leave Nicole's original video down below. Definitely check that out and see where she was coming from. I agreed with a lot of the points with her because she also reads a lot of less known things or genres that aren't the most popular on Booktube. So yeah, basically, if you like the popular books, carry on reading them. If you don't like them, don't feel like you have to. And I'm just going to leave you on this note. I've never read Harry Potter and I have no plan to ever do it. It's fine. So yeah, tell me down below what are your thoughts on this topic. I would love to know. Obviously, check out Nicole's video. If this is your first video by me and you enjoy it, then please check out some of my others. And if you continue to enjoy them, then please subscribe, that'd be awesome. Anyway guys, I will see you in a few days with another video.